Hi, everyone. I'm Joe.
And I'm Taylor.
And I'm going to tell you. First, I'm going to mention my shirt because this is a request to not mention the shirt all the time when we start a video. We are wearing the Stormtrooper shirt in honor of
Comic-Con coming up.
Coming up, exactly. So Comic-Con will be coming up. We'll be talking about it. We'll be doing some Comic-Con related rants, some Comic-Con related Joe Tells You, and some Comic-Con related We Tell You. Right, Taylor?
Yes, but unfortunately we'll not be on site.
Yes, we'll not be on site. Or we could be driving by, throwing a couple eggs at the nerds in the crowd, and then doing that on video.
We could also put in the green screen and say, we're here, yay.
Could also do that, put up with a green screen. But we live by it. There's no reason, we're about an hour away from it. No reason for us not to do it, except we just don't feel like it.
This is all true.
But praise all goes to Taylor, because this is going to be videos for the month of July, almost themed around everything he loves and cherishes.
Yay.
So there you go. There's your intro. Shut up. Fast forward if you don't like it. Now we're going to rant. Anyways.
Not rant.
Sorry.
Tell me.
I'm going to tell you, but it's also kind of a rant.
Yeah.
A little bit of a rant.
Okay, well, what are you talking about?
Time of rant. Okay, I'm going to get it on this Colin Kaepernick crap.
Ooh, topical.
Okay? Colin Kaepernick.
Oh,
so, first of all, let's just get this out of the way. I don't like Colin Kaepernick, and not at all having to do with his politics at all whatsoever. Purely having to do with his football performance. Taylor is a Niners fan.
I am.
I am not. So,
who are you a fan of, Joe?
The best team in the entire world.
Please inform.
The Carolina Panthers.
Oh, okay.
I can hear them laughing through the YouTube. Like Homer Simpson, I am a Carolina Panthers fan. But that's besides the point, because Kaepernick actually had trouble beating the Panthers. However, my first experience with Kaepernick, and why he's such a horrible person, was the infamous divisional playoff round against the Panthers when Kaepernick beat them like 35 to like whatever. That was the first couple of years. This
isn't a rant, more of a let me be sad.
Let me be sad. So anyways, back to why he sucks. Anyways, so there's no one more happy than me that there's no longer a threat to the Panthers in the NFC, except every other team in the NFC, except the Seahawks and the Falcons and just name your team.
All the Western Division.
Exactly, everybody. Well, the Falcons used to be in the West. Now they're in the South with them, but that's neither here nor there. I'm going to give you some legitimate reasons besides hating on Kaepernick, besides the Panthers, besides everything else, some legitimate reasons on why, because I've been an NFL fan for years. And how long have you been an NFL fan?
Since very young. That was like middle school.
Middle school.
Yeah.
All right. So you've actually been a fan longer than I've been a fan.
Yeah.
So we watch football all the time. We played fantasy football. We watch the sport, know all about the players, all about everything going on. So we're going to give you a little bit of an inside perspective on exactly why teams wouldn't be hiring Kaepernick, why I wouldn't hire him, and why he's looked upon so negatively by a lot of people that are NFL fans. Taylor, do you have any idea what I'm going to talk about?
Is this have to do with the kneeling? Or does it have to do something with the kneeling? Because he has his opinion, his political opinions?
I'll bring up the kneeling. Okay, why conservatives don't like him is because he was kneeling during the national anthem as a sign. They took it as a sign of disrespect to the American flag because he didn't want to put his hand over his heart and praise the national anthem because he was protesting Black Lives Matter and African Americans being shot by police, right? Yeah. Now, he was never like this before. He grew up, I think he grew up in a white family. He was adopted and whatever. He grew up in a white family. Whatever, besides the point. He converted to Islam last year or 2 years ago.
I think it was 2 years ago.
And all of a sudden he's a political activist. So much like someone who just starts to become a vegan, he won't shut up about it. This is probably the reason why people are mostly irritated by him, because this is kind of a new thing for him. He wasn't always this guy. He never was hired for this reason. He just started becoming this guy just a couple of years ago. So that's besides the point, right, Taylor?
Yes. Well, I guess.
Here's the real reasons why people don't want to hire him. So I'm going to put this as number one above all else. Why didn't people want to hire Tebow?
is because he sucks at certain. Is he good at one but not all aspects of what he needs to be to a QB?
That, and if you have those problems, like Kaepernick, good at some aspects but not all aspects of being a quarterback, you're a distraction. You're distracting everybody. You're distracting everyone with your politics. Just like Tebow was distracting everyone with his kneel downs and his prayers and everything else. Just like Kaepernick is distracting everyone with his protesting. It's a distraction. You're distracting everybody. You're taking the attention away from the team or away from the game. You're making it about yourself. Whether you want it to be about yourself or not, you're making it about yourself. And that's not how football works. Football is a team game. They're about the team. They're about focusing on the next game. It's a very serious sport. It's very strategy oriented. And the best teams are the most well put together, well like disciplined and well choreographed teams. Those are the teams that make it every year. The most undisciplined teams, the ones that don't make it. Number two is, I put this at number two. Maybe Taylor will argue about this. Isn't it kind of annoying when your friend's a little preachy?
Well,
he's annoying. I said he's annoying. So this is number two on that.
Okay, so are you back to the Islam thing, or is that what he's preaching?
Tebow, same thing. If Tebow was in your face like every hour about Jesus this and prayer that.
Yeah, okay, but did you hear any reports from his teammates that he was annoying?
Here's the problem.
And why? And you didn't only because why would you say that religion was annoying and cause heat on you?
Here's the problem. I would be annoyed if Tebow was bothering me every day about prayer this and Jesus that, whatever. I'd feel like, well, we could all have fun talking in this locker room, but I can't say anything because you know who's around, pointed and Tebow. So it would be like the same with like Kaepernick. Let me just put it in a situation. You're not going to get a lot of reports about him being annoying because that's not what you're going to get out of this. But put yourself in the situation. Imagine this, right? Imagine you're sitting there and you're like, oh man, I'm going to go out tonight. I'm going to get drunk. I'm going to get all these honeys. We're millionaires, whatever. And then all of a sudden, Mr. Afro comes in. Well, how could you think about that with so many people around the country? Like, what a downer. I mean, you can't even have fun around the guy or whatever, right?
The Debbie Downer
or then, like I just said earlier, like, what was it? We said a saying over here, and I got chastised by Taylor. What was it? I brought up the spade.
Oh, yeah.
And Taylor said, you can't say that. I didn't even know I couldn't say that. I didn't even know I could say it. See? So...
the phrase was a spade's a spade. Well, yeah, that's true. You call a spade a spade.
I don't know. I have no idea.
No. It's only if you use it... If you're talking about a certain topic that we're gonna mention, and you say that, it may come off as wrong.
Okay, and that's the problem. Okay, I didn't know that. I had no idea. And, okay, so imagine I'm sitting there on the football team, and I go, well, that's like calling a spade. Then Kaepernick walks over... You know you can't use that because that's a term derogatory used in the 19... Okay. All right. Thanks. Okay. Thank you I'm trying to play football and enjoy my life here. Thanks for the educational lesson every 5 seconds about what's culturally appropriate. I didn't know that in this locker room that we were on Twitter or we were on a news interview. Thank you very much, Mr. Kaepernick. It would be just the same as if it was Tebow or anyone else. I'm telling you, I would just be so annoyed by it. Wouldn't everyone else be?
I'm sure in a way, yeah. It could be.
Yeah. Sorry, our fans are laughing outside and giggling outside over there.
It's okay.
But just imagine that for a second. Okay. So you're dealing with Mr. Preachy. Either Kaepernick or Tebow. Either way. Being preached at all the time, it's pretty annoying. And if I want to have all these lessons, I'm going to go to church, a mosque, whatever. I'm not going to sit there in my football locker room after a game talking to all my friends and us having to tighten up real quick because the language police is coming in to tell us exactly what he thinks about our partying or evil ways. So, number 3. So, number 2 is pretty good. Come on.
May I please play devil's advocate at a moment?
See, he's being Kaepernick right now.
I'm asking a question.
He's being a Kaepernick, right?
The one thing that you're going to get in the comments or people are going to say is you don't know the ways of Islam, and they aren't like that. I'm gonna say right now that I'll say what they're gonna say is you don't know Islam, and you don't know if they're like that, so he may not be that way.
I don't know Islam, but I know spoiled, annoying athletes is what I know. So, apologies to Islam, but the athletes, come on, spoiled rich athletes preaching to us about what they think we should be doing, pretty annoying, right? Come on.
Hey, there's barely making ends. Kaepernick's really kind of down the dumps and, hurting for money.
He is, but that's okay though because he gave $1 million out of his $25 million to Black Lives Matter, so he's absolved of all his wrongdoing ever. Good for him. Number 3, he's just not very good. So I don't know who out there is singing. Now here's the Kaepernick I remember. Now Taylor might remember. Now, okay, I'm just saying that 49ers fans are a little are a little accepting maybe of how good he was. Because they had to deal with Alex Smith for the previous, how many seasons? A lot.
We went from Montana to Young to Smith to... Well, no, we went to...
Garcia.
Garcia.
Yeah, the Garcia years were okay. But, okay. So
Kaepernick.
Horrible years on the Niners. Kaepernick comes. He's good. But I think we know now that it was probably the coach, that was kind of doing everything.
Yeah, but now he's where? Now he's with...
He's with Michigan. He's the coach at Michigan now over there. So it was probably the coach more so. But this is the Kaepernick I remember. I remember before the Seahawks went to their first Super Bowl, I remember Kaepernick throwing that gentle fade of an interception right in the end zone. the high ball that got batted away, and the Seahawks were able to get in the Super Bowl that year and just demolish the Denver Broncos. That later did something to the Panthers in the Super Bowl. We won't mention. Doesn't matter. It's irrelevant.
It was fuzzy that day.
It was fuzzy that day. Good conversation. If you go to Kenya, though, and check out the shirts the local people are wearing, it says the Panthers are Super Bowl champions.
Yeah, the third world countries always get because they always make both shirts.
They get the correct shirt.
Yeah, and then the incorrect shirts go to the third world countries.
The correct shirts go to the third world countries.
Oh yeah, you're right. I'm going to take correct shirts for you.
Hey, if I go there. If I go to these tribes and I hang out over there, Panthers are world champions. I'm just saying.
In their world, it's my world, and we're all champions.
They're world champions twice. If I go over there. So that's what I remember from Kaepernick. But I'm just saying, if he was that good, no matter what problems he had or what distractions he had, he'd be on a team. Come on, right? Wouldn't he?
You don't like a running quarterback?
No, he'd be on a team, I'm saying. If he's that good. If he's that good of a player, he'd be on a team. There's no way that you would, if he was that good, there's no way you would let any type of politics get inside of your decision-making process. And if he was that much of an asset, or that much of a skill, there's no way he's that toxic because of his beliefs that they wouldn't give him a chance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If he was really that good, everyone would give him a chance.
All this comes down to is money, because the owners see that...
Would you stop? Because I have that as number 5.
God damn it. Sorry.
He sees the list before the show starts.
All right. No, actually, no, I didn't see the list. I'm just talking.
True.
You asked me to interact with you. Here I am, and I get yelled at.
This is my list over here.
My apologies.
Right?
Continue, please.
You Kaepernick apologist.
I'm the better wife of the Niners.
Yeah.
Okay.
So... The 4, this is kind of goes along with the other stuff too, but the media circus. I mean, how mad would you be if you're the owner of the team and every single thing that happened on the football field was all brought up about Kaepernick? Because that's what happened to the Niners when they had him on the team and he was kneeling. It was all about Kaepernick. What do you guys do? Is Kaepernick because of this? Is Kaepernick because of that? Why don't we talk about football? That'd be good.
Everything gets overshadowed because of one person.
Everything because of one person, and that's annoying on a football team. No one wants that. They don't want that. This list just goes around. I mean, everything, just all that, just media circus, everything. They don't want to deal with it. Number 5, don't you think that he's demanding a little bit too much money? There are reports he's demanding upwards of $10 million a year, something like that, or whatever, right? And most likely he would be a backup, and people have argued that he's better or not as good or whatever as these different backup quarterbacks on the team, and they get this so much money, whatever. None of you are GMs. None of you know what you're talking about. None of you are these experts in football that you say you are. I'm an expert in annoying people, and this is where I'm basing this argument off of. And
are you saying second or third string?
I'm saying that if he was that good, he would be on a team. So he would take over a lot of second. He'd probably take over Alex Smith's job again in Kansas City, for all I know. But he'd be on a team if he was that good. So let's see. He wants to take a stand he wants to distract the team. He wants to possibly, may or may not be annoying. So do you take your chance on this guy and pay him a bunch of money when you can have other players that maybe aren't as distracting and are more moldable? Taylor, maybe?
Do you
You
think
played
he has,
fantasy, you know.
I play fantasy. Yes.
What would you draft him in? If let's just say he was on a team.
You know me. Last time
Number one.
I picked,
Draft him as
last time
number
I
one.
picked quarterbacks like in the third round. You know me. And you're supposed
All
to pick quarterbacks more down in the round. But no, I'm saying. But do you think that Kaepernick is not a veteran status, but he's in the game. He's been there for a while. Don't you think you need somebody like that on as maybe a mentor at least, something maybe?
Yeah, if he could shut up for 5 minutes about preaching to everybody.
So we'll go back to preaching, but no. But do you think where does the NFL? What team would benefit more from a running quarterback?
Well, damn it, I don't know. What the hell? I got to pull up the NFL list right now.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's just do this. I always do this with John, our friend John, or
Yeah.
whatever. I always do this whenever we talk, whatever. We always go to the old NFL.com, pull up the list. Okay, let's see.
Okay. Well, I think a running quarterback. After
All right,
after.
just off the top of my head, are you ready for this?
Okay.
At the top of my head, I mean on NFL.com right now. Okay.
Who would benefit?
Buffalo, Miami, the New York Jets.
Well, those are
possibly
also okay. Those are
the Browns.
those are East Coast teams.
Yeah, West Coast team.
With the New York Giants are
Teams that have running quarterback. You want running
no,
quarterback?
I'm saying though, but like if you have a running quarterback, don't you also have to factor in that there's gonna be a time when the field's gonna be icy or cold where they can't.
That's true.
It can't be, so they have to. Factor
Well, then fine. I won't bring up the Broncos, but okay. What about the Chargers? He'd be a backup there.
Chargers back here in LA.
Yeah, but he could be a backup for Phillip Rivers right over there.
Yeah.
They got someone else there. Let's see. Dallas just got a running quarterback, so he can be backup for Dak Prescott, maybe. New York, Eli Manning's got that all pretty much locked up because he's special needs. And then, let's see, we got Philadelphia. They got that young guy now. Philadelphia. The Redskins?
Steelers?
No?
See, there's too cold.
Well, they're East Coast too, and Ben Roethlisberger's still playing. I can back up Ben Roethlisberger, I guess. And then Chicago, it's too cold.
Did everybody just forget about the whole rape thing?
Yeah, they pretty much forgot about it.
It just on the rug.
I mean, they forgot about the Cosby thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a little more topical.
yeah, exactly.
But
That's probably-
okay, so in that respect, if they were to forget about the rape,
There's like 10 spots for him as a backup, I could see. Like, possibly,
if
with
there's-
offensive that run his style already.
if they're going to forget about the rape with Roethlisberger,
The Buccaneers.
then how long before they forget about the knee with Kaepernick? How many years? This isn't going to be a forever.
Well, he's
thing.
29 now, right? So he still has like, 5 or 6 serviceable years left in quarterback. Unless you're Tom Brady. You just play forever and bother everyone forever. Piss everyone off for generations to come.
But how long do you think is it going to be actually be a factor? Are they going to keep bringing it up? They're essentially beating a dead horse every year if they keep bringing it up. It's going to get annoying. It's going to get annoying that the reporter is going to beat the dead horse of keep bringing it up, and then people are going to get annoyed. Like,
Yeah, he's probably got like another year of them bringing up why they're not hiring Kaepernick. Then it's done. Then it's over with.
then the new it's either prove himself or it'll be something
It was
else.
so annoying too. They said like Kaepernick chooses activism over NFL. That was like a headline or whatever. It's like no, they all said no first, and then he said I'll do activism. That's how that works. You see?
Everyone applauded.
So here's what you do. You do like what Arian Foster's doing, and you make all that money, and then you leave the NFL intact. Then you start pursuing activism, and you start pursuing other ventures after your playing days. But Kaepernick wanted to make a big old scene while he was a player, so he could have the maximum impact. So that lasted for one season. Everyone talked about it. Now it's done and over with. Like everything else, they're on to the next thing. So congratulations. You caused a big stink for nothing when you could have just made all that money for years to come. And then if you were so great and such a wonderful person, you could have taken all that money, or even half the money, or even a quarter of the money, and just played in a league that you are upset or you work against and donated all those profits, all the money that you make to the charities you support. But you didn't want to do that, did you? You wanted to complain, and you said that did more. Well, did it? Did it do more than you donated $25 million per year to these causes? No, it didn't do that at all. It just got a media blitz for a week, and now it's over with. So good for you. You know what I would do if I was him?
Tell us, Joe. That's your show.
So it is. Yes, it is my show technically, even though Taylor's on it with me. It's Taylor's show too.
Yes.
If I was this activist and I was like him or wanted to prove something to somebody, I would take the money from the people that I didn't like right? Because they're going to pay somebody, right?
Yeah.
They're going to pay somebody. I take the money from the people I didn't like, and I would give it to people that I like. That's what I would do. I'm not going to say all of it. I'm not going to say this, whatever. I would just give it to people I like. Because what's going to happen is if you believe in your causes, what are you going to do more important than money? More important than donations, more important than everything else. What, are you going to donate your time now? Now they have time. But they don't have as money. They need money. So you can go give your causes that you support lots and lots of money by playing in the NFL, being an active player that everyone knows about what you've been doing and how you've been doing it. They know you've already made your stand. You stood to your word. And then you take those paychecks from your games every single time you play and you hand it over to the people that need the money. That would make you more of a hero. But instead, you want to talk about how, well, I left because they didn't want me because of this or that, or whatever. You're just proving the case why they shouldn't have had you on the team in the first place. That's my 2 cents. Taylor, what would you do with money? Besides buy all the video games in the world.
I would invest it in footmonkeymedia.com.
That's true.
Get ourselves a better studio.
I've invested a lot of my Flip Monkey Media. I spent $6 on this new rolling green screen.
Expense report. Yeah, we can expense that.
Exactly. But yeah, so he's a regular hero, is what I'm saying. This guy.
I'm still a Niner fan, so that's how that goes. I just want to.
And what you say is like once a Niner, always a Niner.
Yeah, I'm not gonna jump ship. Like that's just why I'm not gonna jump ship.
What do you think of the idiot owner, Jed York?
I'm not gonna jump ship.
Okay, there you go. So there you go. So that's the reasons why we're not. Why they're not. Why we're not hiring Kaepernick. So there you go. You've been educated.